Welcome to Soul Aligned Manifestation, a gentle space to reconnect with your vision, realign with your energy, and manifest in a way that feels deeply true to you. I'm your host, Alison. Here you'll find grounded guidance and insight to help you bring your dreams to life while nurturing your well-being every step of the way. Hi there, welcome back. In the last episode, I talked about karma and karmic complexes and how they affect what we are manifesting. In this episode, I want to talk about common issues that come up with healing karmic complexes and trying to resolve them. And I want to talk about how to actually heal and neutralize them. Just a reminder, karmic complexes are soul-level wounds that carry over from lifetime to lifetime. They influence what you manifest in your life until you heal and resolve them. They make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to successfully manifest. And if you are somehow able to manifest your intentions, they make it very unlikely that you'll be able to keep them over time. So choosing a healing modality that doesn't resolve the karmic complex is one of the biggest barriers to successful manifesting. Clearing karmic complexes is what changes how we manifest in this lifetime, and it also influences the kinds of experiences we'll have in future lifetimes. There are a number of different healing modalities available today, but most don't fully clear karmic complexes from the energy field. While many can ease the intensity or bring awareness to the thoughts and beliefs tied to the complex, like talk therapy often does, they rarely dissolve it entirely. There's only a few methods that are capable of completely clearing these patterns and truly shifting what we manifest in this lifetime and beyond. So even if you identify your karmic complex, fully neutralizing it can be challenging unless you're aware of which modalities are truly effective and you approach your healing journey with intention and discernment. It's not that other healing modalities are bad, they're just meant for different things. What's helpful really depends on where you're at in your journey and what you're needing most in the moment. One of the most common challenges with karmic complexes is that people focus on the surface level symptoms of the karmic complex without addressing the root cause. When this happens, even if you clear something successfully, it often gets replaced by a similar issue. By surface level symptoms, I'm referring to downstream consequences from the karmic complex, or things in your energy field that resonate with the energy of the karmic complex. These can show up as things like unprocessed trauma from this life, because oftentimes the traumas we experience in this life are echoes of something that was even more traumatic from a past life. Other examples of downstream consequences include persistent negative thought loops, draining attachments, or outside influences that affect your energy and clarity. People can spend a very long time healing these downstream issues, but they don't actually resolve the root issue, and doing this isn't going to change what you're manifesting. To create lasting change, it's important to neutralize the complex itself and address these energetic issues after you've resolved the complex so that they're not replaced by something similar when you do. It's like flies that are attracted to a light. You can kill the flies and get rid of them, but if you don't turn off the light that's attracting the flies in the first place, more flies are just going to keep coming back. I'll give an example of a downstream consequence from my own karmic complex. And just to remind you of what my karmic complex was, mine was a past life that took place in the 1700s in Russia, where I was suddenly killed in battle. And the way this past life character was guiding me was by telling me, isolate, don't consent, withdraw. So I had what is called a negative thought form as a result of this karmic complex. Negative thought forms are created by repeating thoughts and words, and the thought form takes on a life of its own, basically. The essence of the negative thought form I had was victimization. And the underlying susceptibility I had to that thought form was the karmic complex. So I waited until after I neutralized the karmic complex before I cleared this negative thought form. And clearing these is very easy to do, and I do include instructions on how to do this in my evolutionary manifesting readings. It's also common for karmic complexes to have an ancestral component. Karmic patterns often have roots in your ancestral line. While ancestral healing can bring valuable insight into your family's experiences, it might not shift your personal energy field unless the deeper karmic complex is also addressed. The real change happens when you clear what you're energetically carrying and broadcasting yourself. So now I want to talk about what effectively neutralizes karmic complexes. Some forms of past life regression are very effective at neutralizing karmic complexes. The most effective form of past life regression I've experienced that neutralizes karmic complexes is a modality called deep memory process. I'm in the process of researching if another one effectively does this too, and I'll definitely keep you updated with my findings. For severe karmic complexes, a modality that incorporates some form of body work and soul retrieval has been found to be the most effective. Somatic work is about reconnecting with your body to heal and release what's been stored there, things like stress, trauma, or old emotional patterns. Many of us try to solve our problems just by thinking about them and doing mindset work, but real change happens when we involve the body. That's because your body holds memories and emotional imprints, even if your mind has forgotten them. Through somatic practices, you gently tune into your bodily sensations to uncover and release blocks that are affecting how you feel, act, and ultimately how you manifest. Soul retrieval is the process of reclaiming lost pieces of yourself so you can feel whole again. I want to explain soul loss in terms of past lives. Sometimes a past version of us from a previous life doesn't fully cross over after death. It gets stuck between worlds, usually when something traumatic happened at the time of death, or if the death was sudden and unexpected. This part of the soul ends up in a kind of limbo, disconnected from the rest of our soul's energy. It's like it's trapped in its own little bubble and it's unable to move on or reintegrate. And when this happens, we don't have access to the wisdom, healing, or energy that that part of us holds. It's like a missing puzzle piece. And a karmic complex can cause us to lose anything between 1 to 10% of our soul's energy. We all receive the same amount of life force energy from source each day, but how we use or lose that energy can vary. Think of it as being given $100 of energy each day. If someone has unresolved soul level wounds, like a past life trauma that hasn't been healed, $10 of energy is being spent on the events of that past life. That means they only have $90 left to use in the present for things like creating, healing, and manifesting their desires. In other words, part of their energy is still tied up in the past, leaving them with less energy to create the life they truly want now. So when a past life self is reintegrated through soul retrieval, this gives you more of your energy back. Neville Goddard, a New Thought author who played a key role in making the law of assumption widely known and understood, taught the revision technique, and this can also effectively neutralize karmic complexes. The revision technique is a way to go back and mentally rewrite a past experience so the events were what you would have preferred them to be. Our subconscious doesn't know the difference between something real and something that's vividly imagined. So when we revisit a memory and imagine it going differently, it actually helps shift the emotional imprint that memory left behind. The key is to work with a modality that not only brings awareness to the past life pattern, but also has a rescripting or rewriting of the events of that lifetime. As I've mentioned before, karmic complexes carry specific negative energies. For example, in my own past life karmic complex, where I was suddenly killed in battle, the dominant energies were confusion, isolation, fear of failure, and withdrawal. To work with this using revision, I would reflect on moments in my current life where I felt these same emotions: confusion, isolation, fear of failure, and withdrawal. When you have a past life karmic complex, you're going to see echoes of those same energies in your current life somehow. It might not be the exact same circumstances, but the energies are going to be the same. Then what I would do is I would revise them to what I would have wanted to happen until my subconscious accepts the new memories as truth. When we do this, it creates a ripple effect that shifts the energy of our past lives and changes how they influence us today. The nice thing about revision is that it is a do-it-yourself method. I do want to gently mention that if you've experienced trauma that hasn't yet been fully processed or addressed with the support of a trauma-informed professional, the revision technique might not be the right place to start just yet. The reason why is because revision works by mentally rewriting past experiences to change how they impact your subconscious. But when trauma is still unresolved, simply imagining a different version of events can sometimes trigger emotional overwhelm or reopen old wounds. Without proper grounding and safety, this process may unintentionally push the trauma deeper. Trauma-informed practitioners use specialized approaches to help you safely process, contain, and integrate difficult experiences, often by working with the body and nervous system to restore stability. So once you've done this healing work, your subconscious mind is more receptive and ready to engage with techniques like revision in a way that supports lasting change. So think of this work as creating a strong foundation, and then revision can build on that foundation to help rewrite your story with confidence and healing. The next thing I want to talk about is strategy when it comes to healing karmic complexes. In a previous episode, I talked about energy economics and the importance of having enough energy for manifesting. The truth is, healing modalities like past life regression and revision require energy, and they're energetically depleting. Another common issue with karmic complexes is that people are choosing healing modalities that deplete their energy over time and don't actually resolve the root of the issue, which is the complex. An example of this is talk therapy. While talk therapy can definitely be beneficial depending on where you are in your journey, talking about past traumas over an extended period of time is going to deplete your energy. The evolutionary astrologer Patricia Walsh offers a helpful analogy for this, which is that talking about your past wounds in therapy without engaging in actual healing is like a plane endlessly circling an airport. While the plane keeps flying, it uses up fuel, but it never lands to complete the journey. Eventually, you're going to run out of fuel because talking about negative past events is energetically depleting. And because the healing modalities that neutralize karmic complexes also require energy, it's important to know whether or not you actually have enough energy to resolve the complex. Several clients I've read for didn't have enough energy to address the complex at the time of their readings. So before doing the healing session to address the complex, it might be necessary to spend some time, which can be as long as a few months, building your energy up before you tackle the complex. Trying to heal a complex when you don't have enough energy can sometimes backfire, leading to increased tiredness, a flare-up of physical health problems, or a decline in mental well-being. Because this kind of healing involves working through heavy, low energy emotions, it can be challenging to fully shift out of the low vibrational energy afterwards, especially if your energy is already depleted. That's why having enough energy is highly recommended before doing deep healing work. Now I want to talk about strategy after you heal a karmic complex. After neutralizing a karmic complex, it's very important to jump right back into your manifesting practices right away. This kind of deep healing stirs up low vibrational energy and brings it to the forefront of your field. If you're not intentional about shifting gears, you can end up stuck in a loop of ongoing healing because like attracts like. Think of it like waves that continue to crash on the shore after a storm. The storm itself has passed, but the energy it stirred up is still in motion. The key is to consciously redirect that energy by jumping back into manifesting techniques immediately after you've neutralized the complex. While the complex itself is healed, it's up to you to anchor in the new timeline after. Healing the complex is going to stop the cyclical patterns, but in order for your manifestations to actually materialize, you need to go right back into doing techniques after. I do want to mention that some people might not be in a place where they're able to fully neutralize a karmic complex. For various reasons, they just might not have the resources to do this. They might not have the time, they might not have the energy. This kind of work initiates significant life changes that unfold over the course of up to a year. For those who might not have the resources or capacity to navigate this kind of change, it can be more helpful to focus on healing modalities that ease the symptoms or energetic consequences of the complex. These approaches can still offer relief and stability while gently preparing the system for deeper work when the time is right. Some modalities that help alleviate the symptoms of karmic complexes include cord cutting, Akashic records healing and clearing, or Reiki, to name a few. So to summarize, a karmic complex is a soul-level wounding that carries over from lifetime to lifetime until you do the healing work necessary to resolve it. Karmic complexes make it extremely difficult to successfully manifest, and if we do somehow manage to successfully manifest, if we have one of these running, we most likely won't be able to keep our manifestations over time. One of the biggest issues with manifesting is that people are not choosing healing modalities that successfully neutralize these complexes. Instead, they're choosing modalities that put a dent in it or alleviate the symptoms, but don't fully neutralize it. They're also spending time healing downstream consequences of the complex instead of actually addressing the root issue. Some forms of past life regression that include elements of bodywork and soul retrieval will effectively neutralize karmic complexes. The revision technique taught by Neville Goddard is a do-it-yourself method that can also neutralize karmic complexes. Before healing the complex, it's important to have enough energy to do this, or you might experience worsening symptoms, and it might be harder for you to get out of the low vibrational energy after doing the healing work, since this type of healing is energetically depleting and low vibrational. After healing the complex, it's extremely important to jump right back into manifesting techniques and move in the direction that you want to go in. Otherwise, you can get stuck in a cycle of healing because healing work is low vibrational and like attracts like. Before you neutralize a karmic complex, you need to know which one specifically is interfering with manifesting your intentions. You can get this information through an evolutionary manifesting reading. In this reading, I tell you if you have a past life karmic complex that you're manifesting according to. I'll tell you how it's affecting your life and which healing modalities can help. I include specific instructions on how to do the revision technique if you'd like a DIY method. I'll tell you if you have any downstream consequences of the karmic complex and how to resolve them, including timing on when to resolve them, which is important. I'll also tell you if you have enough energy to resolve the complex, and if not, I'll give you a timeline and suggestions on how to build your energy up to effectively resolve it. If you want to know if you have a karmic complex without the details, you can book a manifestation alignment reading. This reading doesn't give specific details about the complex, but I'll tell you if it's minor or severe and which healing modalities can help clear it. And if you suspect something is blocking your manifestations, but you aren't sure what, you can take a free quiz on what these blocks might be. I've included a link to all of these in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in today. Your time and energy are valuable, and it truly means so much that you're here. If this episode resonated, I'd be honored if you could share it with a friend, your community, or on your socials. Keep showing up for your vision, one aligned step at a time.